So in this video, I'm going to show you how to uncouple and recouple an iron pin style clutch, also known as a VTG. So this style hitch has a few different features. You've got the tow eye connected to the trailer that comes into the jaws. Now you've got a quite open jaw area to direct the pin in if you miss it slightly, but you shouldn't. Now the pin is on this big trigger here. We lift this up and the pin retracts into the head. Right, so let's get on with uncoupling. First of all, we're going to take the suspension all the way up to the top to allow us a bit of room in there to take all our pipes off. The first thing we're going to do is pull our trailer brake. And now we've given ourselves a bit of room with the suspension, we're going to fit our landing leg on the studs like that and put our clips in. So now we're going to start taking our lines out. Starting with electric, onto our air. We have two hydraulic pipes, a feed and return. And we have our service line. And if they get stuck, I sometimes use the couplings on themselves just to give it a little tap. So if we try and release the pin here now, it's jammed. That's because the drawbar eye is putting pressure on the pin and it won't lift. What we need to do is drop the suspension down onto our landing leg to alleviate that pressure. So we lower our suspension so the jaws of the hitch has clearance above and below it. So the pin is just floating in the center. Now, it still won't kick. If you look, there's still pressure on the pin, so it won't allow us to open it. What I'm going to do, because the trailer is braking by itself, it's not going anywhere, I'm just going to release the handbrake on the unit and apply it again, just to see if we get a bit of movement. So as you can see now, the lever is up, and that means the pin is retracted into the head, meaning we can pull the truck away unobscured. It's important to pay attention to this indicator here. When the lever is up, this will expose itself. This is a fail-safe. This is where you know if the hitch is safe or not. This has to be fully in for the hitch to be safe. So now we're going to get the driver to pull off the hitch pin. So what gives us the wear in a hitch is, of course, the center of the bush wearing here, the pin itself wearing, and also where the pin locates to in the bottom of this hitch here, that gets wear too. As you can see, I've got a bar here. I would never put my hand in that hitch, and I'll show you for why. If you take the weight of the hitch there, it'll come down. Now, they usually spring a lot quicker than that, but there's a hell of a lot of weight. And when you've got your hand in there, you've got to try and get it back up. It's a good job we split this hitch because we found a couple of issues already. Now, our wear bush here is pretty worn. That should be a full circle. It's made of brass and it's worn right down to a slither there. It should be, I'd say, about 16 mil thick, that. So we've got a proper issue there. Also, we've got a bit of poor maintenance here. If we look, scratch away this grease, our hitch here, see how that's sitting about 8 mil proud of the top. That should be fitted all the way in and flush. The tolerance on this bush is so fine that when I fit them, I heat the tow eye with a flame and I put the bush in the freezer, believe it or not. When your hitch is hot enough and you take the bush out the freezer, it just drops in. All you need to do then is just support the bottom till it grips, then you won't get it out. It have to be cut out again. That's our old bush that come out, and we're going to fit a nice shiny brand new one. Now they've got pins either side of here that locate and pinch in just to keep it in position. So we're going to put our bush in. Remember not to put our hands in the jaw, no need to. So you set in like that, we're going to knock the pins on either side and recouple her. So now I'm going to take the suspension back up, which will give us clearance on our stand, and I'll be able to get underneath to put all the pipes and hoses back on. So it is super important that we get our hydraulic couplings on correctly. If our return is off slightly or not sealed, the pressure in the system won't be able to go anywhere. It won't go back to tank. It will burst 5, 6, multiple hoses. So if it's not in properly, it will cause you a lot of damage. There's only two more things left to do, and that is to stow away our stand back in its mount. And of course, with the handbrake on the unit, we then kick in our red button. And that releases the emergency brake. And as always, before we let the vehicle go anywhere, we're going to put the PTO in, check the decks operate properly, and then we're going to check all the lights. Our couplings essentially are the weakest link on the vehicle. If we've got a dodgy pin, we want to know our lights are out, or if the hydraulics aren't seated properly, we want to know that they don't work here, now, rather than 50 miles down the road. We've got pressure, and we've got all our lights. That's it, job done.